Welcome back to my animal education series, and today I'm here with Tarantula Kat. So it's nice to be doing a collaboration with another YouTuber.
Yeah.
So let's start off with, why are you a YouTuber?
I went to college for a lot of things, but art was like a big one. And then after I graduated, I ended up having a baby, and I didn't really get to like create anything, and it just kind of felt like I wasn't doing anything besides, being a mom, of course, but I wasn't like using that part of my brain like I was used to. So I just started making videos like about whatever I could, and then I didn't post anything until I started keeping tarantulas. That's when I really started like actually posting.
What first got you into tarantulas?
So I guess it was like a jumping spider. Years and years ago, I remember at our old apartment there was like this jumping spider, which I know now was like a P. audax. It's like the black one with the green fangs, and I saw it on our door and I was like freaking out. Like I even called the maintenance man to come get it. And like looking back now, it's so ridiculous, but I remember I Googled like black spider with green fangs or something, and then I started reading about like the species and how it was like totally harmless, and I felt like so dumb because I freaked out over the spider. So after that, like jumping spiders, I thought they were cute. I looked at like the pictures of them enlarged, and they were like so cute. And after that I was like, okay, like I want to keep one. And it wasn't until years later that I found one and I kept it as a pet.
So what do you like the most about tarantulas?
So I think like one of the big things that attracts me to them, other than the fact that like it's a cool big spider, is that I really have like learned like things around the world, like different countries that I guess I never even thought about existing. It's like now I know like what habitats they have, what kind of tarantulas. It's like I never was like really into like geography and stuff like that when I was in school, but like now I'm just like learning so much about like different continents, what tarantulas live there. It's like kind of my way about like learning around the world without actually having to like travel there. Not that I wouldn't want to, it's just, I can't really just do that. So it's a good way to learn about the earth in general, I guess.
It's kind of me with some of my pets. Like, I didn't know about all the world, but in order to make my enclosure kind of realistic, you have to know about where they're from in order to recreate that environment.
Yes.
Like I have a gecko from Madagascar. I have to know about the environment to recreate like a little miniature Madagascar. Or for my leopard gecko, I have to make a little kind of miniature environment there.
Yep.
So you have to like learn about where they're from in order to bring them into your home.
And it's fun, I probably would have been way better at school like back then if I had been interested like I am, now, and learning about it all.
And it's kind of like an art. Like you were interested in art, it's kind of like a little art designing enclosure.
Exactly.
So you have to mix looking good and functionality.
Yeah.
Because you can't just have the animal out in the open all the time. You have to give them the chance to hide. So it has to work for both you and them.
Right.
So it's kind of like art making it all work together. So do you prefer new or old world tarantulas?
New worlds. New worlds are my favorite because I really like the big, bulky, cute tarantulas, the slow ones that are going to like tolerate me taking 1,000 pictures of them for, I love to take photographs. I went to school for photography, so it's just like really cool that I can like photograph them and they'll be like relaxed, I don't have to worry about them bolting off most of the time. Not that I don't like old worlds, I do have some, but I really love like a big terrestrial new world.
So I don't know a whole lot about tarantulas, so what are some of the main differences between new and old world species?
So New World are going to generally be like more docile, less venomous. Old World is going to be a little bit quicker usually, a little bit more defensive. They don't have like urticating hairs like the New World species do. So like a New World species, if it gets irritated with you, it'll kick some, itchy hairs on you, but an Old World can't do that. They don't have that option. So their first line of defense is going to be to bite. And so not only is that going to be the first line of defense, but it's also going to be a more powerful venom. So you don't have that opportunity. Yeah, you don't have that opportunity to like, I don't know, get as close to them, I guess I would say.
And not as much tolerance.
Yeah.
You mentioned that the New World's going to kick hairs as like the first line. Is that any like kind of struggle to deal with as keeping them in captivity, or it's not really a big deal unless you're like, really bugging them?
I mean, I haven't really had issues with it. People ask me a lot if I've had like any reactions to urticating hairs, and I haven't. I have taken like video where I was like handling one and it kicked hairs on me, and I got like a really nice shot of it up close of it, and like a lot of people were like concerned, saying like, oh, you'll feel that, but like everybody reacts differently, and they say that over time your tolerance can go down, so like that is something to keep in mind. But I haven't really had like that many issues. I'm usually like really careful though, so.
So you mentioned that you did have some old world and some new world. How many tarantulas do you have?
So I did count last night, and I think I have 70 even. So the number went up a little bit a while ago, but I did kind of bring in some new, and then I gave a few away, so it's back down to like 70.
People think I have a lot of animals. I'm just barely crossing 20.
True, but these are like, they're really easy, compared to like the reptiles and stuff that need like attention all the time. They're okay as long as they have water and you feed them like maybe once a week, so.
Because if you look at this enclosure here, it's not that big.
No.
And some of my smallest enclosures are 10 gallons, which are like 4 times the size of that, if not even bigger. Then I have other like 55-gallon enclosures. I have all these vertical enclosures. My enclosures are a lot bigger.
Yeah. So the thing with tarantulas is they have like a really simple nervous system. They don't really like think or anything, so they don't really realize where they're at. If you give them like a big enclosure, like that's cool, but like they're not really going to use it, I guess. They're gonna really just stay in their burrow. So when they're in like a little enclosure like this, they kind of have that security, and like they don't need all that space. Because I do get that question a lot, like, why do you keep them in such little enclosures? And it's like, well, they don't really know where they're at. As far as they're concerned, they're in the wild, like they don't know.
And aren't the tarantulas mostly ambush predators?
Yeah, they're gonna stay in their burrows.
Yeah, they gotta sit in one place anyway.
And then as soon as something walks by, then they'll eat. Unless it's like a mature male, they'll wander and look for a female. But even then, you still want a smaller enclosure because they're gonna expend so much energy wandering a big enclosure. It'll kind of make their lifespan even shorter. So if you keep them in like something smaller, they're not gonna spend as much time wandering.
And how long do tarantulas typically live for? I understand it's kind of a really general question.
Yeah.
It's a lot of species. But.
It depends. So females, like this girl, she is a Brachypilma hormori, and she'll probably live around 20 years maybe. That might be pushing it a little bit, but some species will live like up to 30 years.
Wow.
So Brachypilma are really slow growers, and this is a female, so she could. This is a male of Photopilma hensi, so he'll probably only live like 5 years, maybe 10. He's probably a few years old already, so probably just a couple years.
So how long have you been doing your YouTube channel?
So I started the channel like maybe 7 years ago, but I never like posted anything on it, or I just posted like random like things that like I've since deleted. They were just kind of like, boring, silly videos. And then it wasn't until like November 2017 that I posted my first tarantula related video. And then it wasn't until January 2018 where I made the commitment to post at least once a week, but preferably twice a week, because like I guess in that January I was like, okay, I'm like determined to grow my channel this year. Like I actually want to do this. So that's when I started posting regularly.
And how many subscribers do you have now?
29,000 as of yesterday.
So what made you focus on tarantulas for your channel?
I never was sure what to make videos about, and it wasn't until I started like really researching spiders and tarantulas and everything, and I kind of came across the dark den, and I really liked what he had going on, so I just kind of made a video about a tarantula, and then I've just been doing it since.
Have you made any like changes to your channel like over time that you've noticed an improvement in like either your editing style or how you film?
Yeah, so I used to minimally edit, like I really wouldn't do much to the video, but the more I've learned with editing, the more fun I've been able to have with it, and now that's like a huge part of my videos. And like some people love my editing, some people really don't like it, so it like kind of depends, I guess, but that's what I enjoy doing, so that's what I've been doing, and it's been working. And
if you're having fun, there's no reason to change.
That's what I'm saying, and there's a lot of people that do like have the same sense of humor, so
yeah.
I just kind of feel like we're like we can all I don't know, we get each other. Like, I feel like my subscribers, like, they really, like, get me and, like, what I think is funny, and it's, like, same back. So, like, it's kind of, like, special to me, I guess.
Like, by watching your videos, you kind of get a sense of who you are.
A little bit.
Besides just like the Tarantulas.
A little bit, because I really do, like, put a lot of heavy editing into my videos, and I, like, try to make it, like, funny and stuff, but, like, at the same time, I do try to, like, be educational sometimes, but, like, I'm just kind of trying to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And typically, how long do you spend editing a video?
Like 5 or 6 or 7 hours.
Wow.
It'll be like 30, 40 minutes of footage, and I'll edit it down to 7 to 10, maybe 15 minutes, and it'll take like 7 hours usually.
So thank you so much for telling us about yourself, your channel, and these Tarantulas here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. It was super nice to work with you and finally meet you, like, interview you in person.
Yeah, it's
like, we met each other about 6 months ago, but
yeah.
we actually got to sit down this time, make a video.
Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. And as always, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram @ColeShirk. As always, I'll see you next week.